says, living the life of contradiction.
Wow.
Living the life of contradiction. Subtopic, avoiding the least path of resistance. Avoiding the least path of resistance. The Christian journey is unlike any journey that can be undertaken. Would you all agree? Anybody been saved long enough to know it is one awesome journey.
Wow.
It is full of mountaintop highs and valley lows. It's full of unexpected blessings, unexpected adversity, sudden falls, monumental comebacks, peaks, valleys. The list could go on and on. But one of the most striking characteristics about the Christian journey, that it is such a journey or life of contradiction. Contradiction. Now, when we talk about contradiction, contradiction is to imply the opposite. It is a situation in which inherent factors or actions or propositions are inconsistent or contrary with something. Most of the time, contradiction is viewed as something, is viewed as not a positive quality in most people. We look at people who kind of contradict themselves, and those are not the type of people we want to associate with, because they may say one thing, but they do another. Or they may act one way and then they talk another way. And so when people contradict themselves, they don't appear to be truthful because of the contradictory lifestyle or the contradictory statements that they make that maybe don't line up. It might be opposite. In other words, they might tell you that they like somebody, but then they'll turn around and talk about them behind their back. And so that's a contradiction. That's a contradiction. That's a contradiction. But in the Christian, it is a most positive quality. Living a life of contradiction. See, Paul said in Romans 12:2, he said, and just this little snippet of Romans 12:2 is what I want to focus on. He said, and be not conformed to this world.
Yeah.
In other words, Paul says, do not conform to the world's standards, which means the way we live and conduct our lives must be completely opposite or in contradiction to the ways of the world.
Yeah.
Amen? So that is a life of contradiction, because when we look at how the world lives, it's contradictory to the way of the world. And so therefore, the Christian, the world looks at us different because we're not like them. And so therefore we are a contradiction. Jesus put it like this. Even in the religious circles, Jesus even showed us the life of contradiction in Matthew 5:38 through 44. Jesus says some powerful things here in the scriptures in Matthew. He said, now, in other words, and it's so contradictory to even what they had learned in the law, and Jesus is introducing something that is completely brand new. In verse 38 he says, you have heard that it has been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. He says, but I say unto you that resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. Now, what a contradiction. Because from a certain mindset, if somebody's gonna slap you,
slap them back.
you're gonna slap them back. Let's just keep it real.
Well,
I don't care how saved you are. Let somebody smack you back.
working on the
And you're just going to say, okay, go ahead, get the other.
Well,
So what a contradiction that Jesus introduces in our Christian walk. That even though at one time in the law, it was okay.
yeah.
But now Jesus is saying, give them the other cheek. Now verse 40 says, and if any man will sue thee at thy law, and take away thy coat, let him have thy cloak also. In other words, if you're going to sue me, here, take my coat, take my shirt, my pants, my shoes, just give them everything. You know what? What a contradiction.
We in progress.
Whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with them twain. In other words, he said, now somebody said, man, can you just walk with me for a mile? Jesus is saying, no, go with him 2 miles. Then I just want to jump down to verse 44, but it says, but I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. So the contradiction here, it says, be not conformed to the world, because the world don't love their enemies.
No.
Amen?
No.
The world don't bless them that curse you.
No.
Anybody ever been cussed out and you just said, bless you, brother? Bless you. Bless you. Do good to them that hate you. Anybody just ever went out of the way to help somebody that hated them?
Yes.
Yep.
What a life of contradiction. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. But see, but what makes it so much a contradiction is, like I said, because the contradiction is due to where we came from. See, if you go all the way back to the garden where Adam and Eve sinned, where sin was introduced into the world, and ever since then, sin has just went rampant. Everything that was locked up, everything that God didn't want released into the world was released into the world the moment that Adam and Eve sinned, the moment that they ate of the forbidden fruit. All that knowledge of good and evil that was locked up in that tree was just released, and it just spread like a virus into the world, and we see so much destruction, we see so much killing, we see so much things happening. And the thing about it is, what Paul said in Ephesians is that we were like them. Amen? What does he say in Ephesians again?